we continue to suffer. 80% of Trinidad and Tobago's exports come from the South. Why don't we have more jobs in the South? Why don't we concentrate on the South? We have been greatly impacted by the closing of Petrotrin. Many young men down here were employed by the oil and gas sector, by Atlantic LNG, and they are constantly looking for jobs because there are no job opportunities. I myself, an educator, has to fly out to look for jobs because there's no hope in this country. We have to change our perspective. We have to want the better. When the bandit comes to rob you, he does not ask you for your party card. We all subjected to the crime. We all subjected to the bad roads. We're all subjected to the bad health care. Wake up. Wake up. Cedros. My family left here 60 years ago. And people from Cedros will tell you, Cedros is in a worse condition than it was 60 years ago. 60 years ago, we had doctors. We had nurses down here. We had a judicial court down here. But guess what? Today, we have nothing for the youth. The youth, where are you? There's more to life than the rum shop. You have to have the opportunities and want better for your family, for your future, for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I want to close by saying I am so elated to see a country that is waking up. Because I can tell you, I walked for 3 years, sometimes by myself, and I felt like I was preaching to the graveyard. But today, to see everyone in orange shirts and to see people listening to the message of Philip Edward Alexander, we can only say, yes, we're on the road to success. For the candidates, the people are counting on you. We don't want words. We want work. We want to see you working. We want our areas maintained. We want the football ground clean so the youths can play. We want the cemetery clean. We want our areas maintained. We want jobs in the area. We want our beaches cleaned, right? I wish everyone in the best in your future endeavors with the Progressive Empowerment Party. We are the future. PEP is the future for Trinidad and Tobago. If we don't take this opportunity, August 14th, this is our last chance. Because to take another few years of this, I know myself, I would have to say goodbye. Thank you and welcome to the Progressive Empowerment Party.
Thank you, Michelle. We are proceeding with the evening's festivities. And I am going to welcome to the stage our political leader, the man who is fixing the speakers right now. That is doubling as audio and sound this evening as well. Welcoming to the podium, Mr. Philip Edward Alexander to the community of Cedros to address you.
Thank you very much, Felicia Holder, Chairman of the Progressive Empowerment Party. Thank you, Michelle Davis. You put pep in my tired steps seeing you today. Felicia, she tried to not overstate how much we love this woman. Michelle used to drive from Cedros to Port of Spain nearly every day to make sure the Progressive Empowerment Party built itself out. I want to tell you something. I don't have enough hands to give you a round of applause, but I really want to do. I want a bigger noise for Michelle. Michelle's family, her uncle was Mervyn Diamond. He was a congressman in the United States of America. Her family has gone on to much bigger things. I feel you can pull it up a little bit so we can see people. Her family, I have a big one. Her family went on to much bigger things outside of Trinidad and Tobago. She wouldn't say that because her love of Trinidad and Tobago still runs deep. And I respect that because Michelle could live anywhere in the world. She's a professional and she has her citizenship for everywhere that she needs to be. And she's still there fighting for Cedros. And that is what the Progressive Empowerment Party is. The Progressive Empowerment Party is a group of people that are committed to a better Trinidad and Tobago at whatever sacrifice it takes for all of us. I am looking at people like Shobi and Pat and Akin and Joanne who hobbled home tired last night from Mr. Solani, the photographer and his team, hobbled home late last night after a long motorcade that we had in Port of Spain, and to come and to see them here right up early this morning, Victor from south to town to south to Cedros. I mean, I don't know how to say thank you enough. I know it's not me you're doing it for, I'm doing it for the country, but it still falls to me to say thanks. We're burning daylight, as she said, so I need to keep this as crisp as possible. The team responsible for what is going on down inside of here, Sheldon Cannon, Renison Jeffrey, you give them a round of applause. Listen, Sheldon Cannon especially, I met Sheldon Cannon. Sheldon called me repeatedly because he wanted to highlight an issue and he wanted to use my voice to highlight the issue. And he called me repeatedly until I said, okay, I will come and meet you. And Sheldon made me meet him on the Point 14 incomplete highway to prove that the highway could be open, that it was victimization, that they were trying to hurt South people to prove a point, or they were saving it to open it in time for an election. And all of that nonsense needs to stop. These politicians have to get accustomed to the sound of our marching feet. They need to get accustomed to the sound of 1.4 million of us when we say, no, sir, you backtrack, you backpedal, you deliver. When I went into the Point 14 hospital this morning, I went to make a point that I am no longer going to accept the nonsense of political tricksters and con artists working the people to death, taking their tax dollars, building edifices at 10 and 20 times the price of what it should cost, and then lining up the same taxpayers who paid for it to sit down on plastic chairs in sun and rain. Those days have to done. Michelle said that Cedros is indicative of the rot that is Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad is dying. I had to deal with a maxi taxi driver just now. He tell me, all they giving me a check. I accustomed to cash. Any other political party would have cash. And I had to tell him, yes, cocaine cash. That the FIU can't track. And you don't care. You will take that nasty, dirty money, even if it's killing your children. And that is what is wrong with this country. And I hope it planted a seed in his head. Because selfishness is the opposite of the Progressive Empowerment Party. So when selfish people tell me that they don't want to work with the PEP, I say, be gone. We are the people that are sacrificing for a better Trinidad and Tobago. Our message is resonating through this country as people smell the decay of a country dying and political tricksters and con artists jumping from red to yellow and back again, as long as they can eat a food and make a money and get a blue light and say there's somebody in society. It is time to change that. And it's not going to change for as long as we sit down waiting to take whatever handout we could get. Life is not a small hustle. Life is written for the children. Our job as adults, always the unwritten social contract is always leave the world better than we found it. That is our job. So that the generation coming up have it better, not worse. We are counting the demise of Trinidad and Tobago in hundreds of murders a year. We are listening to bullshit artists tell us stand your ground. You want to stand your ground for mango teeth, but lying down with $1 billion teeth? And want to fool people to stand your ground? You want to stand your ground with a commissioner of police that know how to call the black cockroach? But he can't go after the contract mafia. He can't go inside the Chamber of Commerce boardroom and find those who are facilitating the importation of narcotics and contraband into this country. When you see those same little cockroach with AR-15 and M16, they can't even afford that. That gun worth more than the house they're living in. Who put in that gun in their hand? Who going to America where the gun coming from and paying the money? Keep rounding. You want to go to America. You want to tell them. You want them to stop selling guns to Trinidad. America not selling guns to Trinidad for free. The military industrial complex in America is second only to global pharmaceutical companies. And the military industrial complex not making the R-15 and Glock and M16 the same for Trinidad for free. You're not getting that in Jack box, brother. Keep rolling. The people who financing you and the PNM and the UNC are the people who are bringing those guns with the drugs into Trinidad and Tobago, killing them, saying little to run. All you want to stand on your ground talking about. So I telling you all today, miss me with your bullshit. It is no longer feasible for us as a people to close our eyes. If it's not affecting us, we're not watching. I am telling you, the wolf that biting your neighbor today coming to bite you tomorrow. Wake up while there is still a group of us that you could stand with and stand together. I am telling you, no carry bottle and white coat bottle will not save you. I am watching a company that is responsible for punching rum, telling little young men to earn their stripes by drinking punch and rum. The most irresponsible corporate advertising I've ever seen in my life. Those are the kind of things that are destroying this country. We have an education system that leaves 10,000 children a year looking for a life. And then these jackasses that want to wear shirts and tie and live air-conditioned lifestyle of the rich and famous, trying to destroy them further, turning them into drunkards and drug addicts and grist for the criminal mill. It is time. The people of Trinidad, let me tell you something. You can't call me asshole. I could call me asshole. I could be the biggest jackass in this country for being so foolish to still, at this point, still grade my hair to stand up for people who don't understand that until we stand together as one people under one flag, the shit will continue to flow. Trust me on that. They're not sitting down in Parliament and in the Chamber of Commerce and in Sinclair in Whitehall. They're not sitting down there and planning to make your life better. Think back, look at the media. Tell me when the last time you turn a page and see something that benefited you or your family. The Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago has been pressing you into the service of the criminal minded. Those two political parties did everything in their power to dump the talk about pedophilia, because we know through two reports that both the PNM and the UNC have been shielding pedophiles who have been molesting children in wards of the states. And the average person looking around and saying, how come nobody in a jail? Because you keep voting the wrong people into office. If you want to see people make that jail,